Lovely. Welcome to my basic mod guide for The Witcher 3. Now I apologise because my screen looks crazy right now, but don't worry, we are going to explain our way through this and it will make some sense by the end of it. I just want to kind of give a bit of not a warning, but I'm not like a professional modder when it comes to this. But this has been pretty painless. It's all gone quite nicely. Knowing some of the orders is handy, and knowing some of the mods that you'll need, because it wasn't made obvious to me when I started doing this that this was going to be so important. So let's start with installing our first mod for The Witcher 3. Obviously mine are already installed, but I'm going to go through the basis of how this works. In addition to that, I'll include the list that I'm using here. In fact, I'll basically recommend that you guys just use this list because most of the installations are identical, and the ones that aren't, we're going to go through in this video anyway. So number one, this is a pretty good example as to how you are going to be installing your mods. We have the community base patch. Do this first off. This is a patch that basically unifies I think there's like 3 versions of the game. There's Good Old Games, Steam version, and I think the Game of the Year version is the same across them. But essentially, you'll need to have all of the DLC and a complete game, and then basically you'll install this mod in the way that I'm going to show you. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put this URL, which obviously takes us to the Nexus mod manager. You're going to come over to your files page and download the latest one. You have optionals here as well, depending on which one that you want to do. You can take the base patch if you're on 1.3, but if you're on Game of the Year edition, if you're on 1.32 with scripts, all this kind of stuff, pick the one that's most relevant to you. But I'm just going with the base patch, and that's working for me just fine. So once that's downloaded, you'll come over to your downloads page. You'll pick out the mod. Obviously, in this case, let me see if I can find it here. Can't find it. And then you will extract it into another folder. So I've made a Witcher 3 mods folder already, right? So obviously extract it into here, community base patch, and you go inside of these mods and you'll see that you have these little files, right? And most of these will be made up of just a mod file like this, is what you'll see. But in the case of the community base patch, we have 2. So that allows me to explain something else here. You need to make sure that these files go into the ones that they're supposed to go in. So find your Witcher 2. That's because I've been playing it. Find your Witcher 3 directory. So for me, obviously, because this is a Steam game, I'm on my hard drive, Steam Apps, Common, Witcher 3. Once you find that, you're going to see, when you compare this, we have the mods and we have content, right? So if we go inside here, you're going to want to drag this one into there. And then you're going to want to drag this one into there. In both of those instances, you are going to want to copy and replace any files that they replace, and that's going to have patched your game so that the mods will have less compatibility issues. This was actually a requirement for some of the mods that we're going to be installing as well, so make sure that you do this. So yeah, and that should be fine. The basic one was fine for me. I didn't even need the updated one, but I imagine the updated one's probably even better. So with that done then, the next one I recommend you install is the mod limit fix, particularly if you end up deciding that you want to put more mods in than I do. So this one's a little bit different, so you're going to want to manually download this. I've already done that. And obviously extracted it into my mod folder. Let me see if I can find here, just so I can show you guys how this one works. This one's a bit different, as you can see. So this one you actually need to move into your game file slightly differently. So instead of doing what we just did with the other one, you're actually going to want to come into your bin folder, then into x64 folder, and then you're going to want to drag it into here, and then you're going to want to double click on it. Obviously mine's already patched, but just allow it to do its thing on the executable, and then you can have, I don't know what the limit is, I didn't actually Google it, but essentially this is going to make it so you can install extra mods. Obviously now, be aware that the more mods you try to install, the less stable your game's going to be, as it just isn't designed to have that many, but you should be fine, especially if you just do what we're doing here. Now, referring back to the notes here, we have got the 2 most important ones, in my opinion. that are going to basically just set the game up to be modded. Next up, I recommend going with HD Reworked. Now, I'm bringing this one up as well. This one's going to make the biggest individual difference, followed by the ultra high definition one, but this one's actually just really, really easy. Any that I've just got drag and drop on the under here is basically just done in the same way as we did the community base patch, but it's probably even easier because that would just be straight into the mods folder. HD Reworked, however, works slightly differently. So this one is an installer. So mine, I think, is still actually in the downloads page because I just didn't take it out, right? It comes in 3 parts, so I don't know if we've still got it up here. I have, look. So it comes in 3 parts. Obviously, recommend downloading them in order, and you do need to install them in order as well. And then basically start with part 1. Part 1 is the only real one that I need to show, just because it's the only one that has settings. So when you come in here, you're going to want to press on to next. You're going to want to press next again. And because we're installing extra stuff, you're going to want to put priority for HDRP. Now, if you don't plan on going any further than this, you don't actually need that. I don't think it'll make much difference to you if you do or don't, so just check it. And then go ahead and install this one. These ones take quite a while, so whilst these are installing, you can obviously go ahead and start downloading the rest of the mods. But go 1, 2, 3, and you'll know you've done it because when you come into your Witcher 3 file, where's my Witcher 3 file? I think it's in the main file. You'll see we have this here, and you can actually use these exes to uninstall the mod as well if you want to. So with that explained, we are down to Ultra HD, which is normal mod, Phoenix lighting. So this one's probably worth talking about just because it's a couple of ones. No, it's just use Phoenix light mod. That's cool. That's a drag and drop one as well. There are other lighting mods. You can only use one, but this one was the most updated and has included compatibility with clouds as well. Actually includes a 4K clouds mod. Now we're actually going to include other ones as well because there seems to be what's the word, like different textures for clouds, and this covers one set of them. We've actually got more down here. Where did I put them? Where did I? Extra clouds, where we can cover heavy and normal as well. So then we've got light, normal, and heavy cloud all covered, which is cool. So the next one I need to talk about is Reshade. So I've got this. This is why I've got notes, look, because otherwise I'd just be terrible. And again, the Phoenix Light mod, I think, is one of the only ones that's actually compatible with the Reshade mod. This one's actually not on Nexus, so make sure you do that. And this is one of those weird ones for me where you want to come to the bottom, right? It's this little tealy green color, right? Don't go downloading or going on all this other stuff down here. Download this file. Once that's been done, this is another install. So if we come on to downloads, I think it's still got it in download yet. So you're going to do this. Click on the game, and obviously, once games come up, click on your game and install it. Okay, so I've already done that. Obviously, I'm not going to do that again. I don't want to break my game because I'm going to do a playthrough of this. So anybody that wants to see kind of the full length of how this comes out, obviously feel free to check out the playthrough. We'll obviously have a screenshot as the thumbnail, but I'm not all that good at editing, unfortunately. So you guys just have to take my word for it, or just wait for part 1 to come out. But anyway, once that is installed, what you'll find is when you come over to your Witcher 3 file, I think it's in bin x64, we have Reshade's file. This is new, or will be new at the time, and that's where you're going to put this. So you'll download. Oh, go away! Please go away. You download this, and as it says, Phoenix Light Mod 2 recommended. So this is why probably going for this one because it makes it look nice. And basically you'll see, it's cool that you can see the file contents, right? That you put the shader in. Now you have 2 different ones. You have the original version and the light version. I haven't tested the difference. The original version looks quite nice, so that's the one I've gone with. I think the light versions actually takes away less of your what's the wording here? Less of your performance. This actually takes. You actually need to turn this on as well in the game, and I'm going to do that at the end. I'll show you guys how that works. So that is Reshade, overhaul project, drag and drop, extra clouds. So the rest of this, as you can see, looks just drag and drop. Just make sure you check in the folders and you put them in the right place, and that is going to get you everything that you need, ending on some convenient mods at the end. which is basically just how I'm going to be playing the game. You can put a lot more in, but be aware that anything that affects gameplay will generally have scripts, and this is where you can start getting conflicts and breaking the game down. So just be careful of that. We have obviously upgraded things like water, got rid of the lenses. A lot of this is optional as well. I'd say dirt lens is the most optional. I tried to put them in important order, but I've left aqua at the bottom, which is probably quite important. Should have changed that. But that's all good. Things like nitpickers is like just slight improvements and stuff is all good. So that means we probably can go into showing how we turn on the shader. So let's get Steam up here. You're going to see how kind of much longer this takes to load up here as well. So we're going to press play on The Witcher 3 here. I'm going to say yes. For some reason it always comes up with this conflicts as well, but it's always looked pretty nice for me. And I suppose I might as well show you guys how my games ended up looking. Again, I'm terrible at I probably should have like recorded how it looked before or something like that, but I like doing things rough around the edges, so let's just go with that should be in the middle of the field. Here we go. Yes.
His long search for Ciri led Geralt to conclude that Uma, the ugliest man alive and the victim of a curse, was the key to finding the young woman.
Doopy doopy doop. That's in the game. I don't know if this is going to work how I want it to, because I suppose I could show it on and off. So we're in the middle of a nice field here. Obviously everything's all looking pretty. But when it comes to the shaders, you're going to want to press your home key, which is literally the key that says home on it, right? And then you're going to want to... Where is it? Here we go. Yes. So you'll have this button. There's that button. Oh, it's not really letting me show it now. Oh, there we go. Default. Exodus. Default. Exodus. Handy. I didn't realise I did that. But yeah, so here we go. So you need to select your reshade in here, and that's going to turn things on and off, which will change how it does. And that kind of shows just how much difference that makes. That's huge. Yeah, it's way better. Just very right. You can obviously tinker with it and stuff as well if you really, really want to. But I'm no good at that. Don't ask me how that works. And then you just simply press home again to get rid of the menu, and that's going to have. Oh well, I'm trying to control the mouse. I'm terrible at it. That's going to basically set the game up. All of the mods will be linked in the description of the video. And I would be honoured if some of you guys would join me for the playthrough. It would be great. And hopefully that was at least somewhat helpful for you guys. There are more advanced things available for this game, but as always, I do just prefer keeping things kind of basic. So hopefully this won't get me too many dislikes. In fact, if you did like it, please leave a like, because I always get loads of dislikes just because, I don't know, I just do things a bit rough. Anyway, hopefully this was enjoyable, and I'll catch you all in the next video.